Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Leo. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is a message for you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, there's a Knight of Discs. Very nice way to begin. Very productive way. Very inspired way to be right now. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread, and as I lay these cards out, I also want to offer, as I always do, if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. I'm going to finish up, the Fool energy and the Moon energy. A lot of nice cards, a lot of good stuff going on today. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. For that, we're going to use the Waite-Smith deck. This is the card that we're going to set aside. We'll put the frog right on top. We're not going to look at that until the very end. And hopefully that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end. Okay, so we've got major, 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 major. A lot of majors, that's good. We've got these really strong fire cards right here. Then we have some earth and some air. So what we're missing is the water. What we're concentrated on seems to be this fire and this earth, right? Even the major arcana here are kind of earthy cards. We've got the world or universe card. We've got the devil or the Capricorn card here, which is some earth energy. We've got the air connection between the Fool and the Two of Swords, and we've got all this fire. We do have a little bit of water at the end in the form of that Moon energy. Okay, so let's start from the beginning here with this Knight of Discs, or Pentacles. I feel like you're in a very productive mode right now. You're getting things done. I think that you have been hard at work on your project, your career, your spiritual work, your art, whatever it is that you do. Okay, it doesn't have to be for money. It could be, and honestly, we don't see a lot of just the kind of plain old discs or pentacles here. So whatever you're doing is for reasons beyond money. Now, of course, the money is going to be helpful. And I do think that the money will come, but this is not why you're doing it. Okay, you could even be retirement age. And the work that you do is not it's not a career or an employment situation. It might be some kind of a charity or a community organization. It could be some kind of group that you're involved with. It could be work around the house. It could be work, artistic work, anything, right? Whatever you're devoting your time to. That's what we're talking about. And whatever it is, I feel like you've been very focused on it, been working very hard, okay? There might be this idea that we're kind of in need of a little bit further spark, we may have reached a point where we just kind of need a little bit more inspiration, and that's, I think, what we're seeing with this fire energy here, right? Because the Knight of Discs is so hard at work, so busy, so focused, so laborious, that it might wake up one day and just be like, I kind of need a little bit of a push, not a push to keep working, but like that fire, a little bit of spark, a little bit of excitement. I need to be reminded, why I'm doing this or how it feels to really be excited about something again and enthusiastic about this work, right? Otherwise, it's just kind of a lot of toil. And then, the awareness one day of, hey, I don't really feel the same spark that I used to, right? But I think that's okay. I think as soon as we say that, it's being taken care of, because here is the Ace of Wands, the fire energy, the source of fire. This is you reconnecting with the purpose of your work. Okay. This is feeling the inspiration again. This is feeling that spark, that excitement, that enthusiasm. Right. And it's the motivation to keep going. And that's, we see then it extends into the 2 of Wands, and then up here it's into the 3 of Wands. So it's a nice progression of this fiery energy kind of expanding in front of you. So this is a really, really strong, powerful energy around you right now. Okay, is this feeling of purpose, this feeling like you're on this fated track, feeling that what you're doing has tremendous importance to it, okay? And that's going to be a key as we move through these cards. This is this feeling of our work being very significant, okay? We see underneath everything this world or universe card. This is your foundation. This is kind of your home base. Well, this is an infinite universe, right? This is the entire world. This card could indicate that it's your need to expand, maybe through literal traveling around the world or around the cosmos. I do sometimes wonder how many astronauts or astronomy-related people we have watching the channel. It's one of my favorite subjects. I don't know that that is your work, if it's something cosmologically related. But I feel like it may involve some kind of traveling. It may involve some kind of distance. I don't know how that resonates with you or how that really applies. But I'm feeling a lot of distance involved in some way, okay? I'm also getting a possible T name that might be involved either with you or the work. Maybe it's the type of work or the name of the company or the organization or something like that. Maybe the T is for traveling. I also get this feeling that what you're working on is meant to expand your world, not limit your world. And maybe for other people too. Maybe it's, I don't know, Astronauts Without Borders or something. But it's meant to increase the awareness, to raise consciousness, to expand consciousness, to expand possibilities, maybe for people, maybe it's some kind of a charity thing, or, I don't know, something along those lines, maybe helping others to expand their world. It's not meant to be so specific and so limited. It's not just a local thing that you do. Right? It has larger implications. And this, I think, adds to this sense of it being very important to you. And this feeling, this sense of, it's very, very important work. Not just to you, but this is crucial to the world kind of thing. Okay? Because that idea, again, is very important when this fire energy extends from the Ace to the 2 to the 3. And there comes this understanding, this realization over here. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. The other card we have over here on the path of the dove is the Devil energy. And this is kind of what started it all, because this card is the fire of earth. Okay? Similar to the way the Knight of Discs is the fire of the earth. Right? Within this work that you do, there's this sense of importance, this spark, this excitement, this enthusiasm, this real fire. And this real importance, okay? And I think that it began as maybe a rather sudden inspiration for you. It wasn't, I don't think it was something that you kind of gradually worked your way up to. I think the impulse hit you, and you started this work. And maybe it's taken you some time to really discover what it is, what it means, what it's all about, what the future of it is. You're kind of figuring it out as you go, right? Because I feel like you just kind of woke up one day and you heard the thunder and you just started working. You just got busy, And as we go through the process, here's the 2 of Swords, we're trying to figure out what this means, where we're going, what we're supposed to do, right? What this energy is all about, why perhaps you feel called to do this important work. Why is it so important? Things like this. So there's the Two of Swords, and this is at the top. So I think we're still trying to figure out exactly what we're doing, why, where to go, what directions to take, what choices to make. Okay, I don't think you have it all figured out yet, right? We're kind of learning as we go. And that's fine, because you have the effort, you have the inspiration, so you might as well keep working, and your understanding will develop over time. You know, there's no rule that says you have to figure everything out first and then start working. No, those two can happen in tandem. Sometimes the progress, the work will move faster than our understanding, or sometimes it's the other way around. But we don't have to wait. It's not linear. It doesn't have to just be kind of one. It's not sequential, right? So that's going to bring us over to the path of the serpent, because here we have this very impulsive Fool energy. And this, to me, is maybe a difficulty getting a true assessment of what you're doing and why and where to go. Because the Fool is someone who is at this kind of crossroads, or has this choice to make, or has this, there's a requirement to understand, but the Fool doesn't really care, right? The Fool wants to choose both paths at the same time, right? Doesn't want to choose door number 1 or door number 2, wants to transcend doors altogether. So this is there being a need for you to figure things out and understand what you're doing and why and how to move forward and what the best choices are and all this kind of logical stuff, right? Rational type stuff. But then there's this other part of you that just wants to let the inspiration take you, right? You just want to expand, and we do have this idea of expansion with the universe or world card. We've got this intense, creative, inspired energy with the fire. And we have the risk with this air energy for it to just kind of be a little bit directionless. There's a resistance. There's the requirement for things to be organized, focused, to make choices, to understand what we're doing. But I feel like this Fool is running so far ahead of you that we're kind of playing catch up with our thought process, you know? Like our plans are trailing behind the progress that we're making. And maybe this is good. Maybe we need this kind of scout out there, this explorer, this adventurer. Doesn't know what they're doing, doesn't know where they're going or why, is just out here collecting experience, right? Sending that back to home base, and then where you can kind of figure out what it means, what to do with that information. This is a lot of data that in and of itself is a jumbled, garbled, chaotic mess of nonsense. It's up to you with the Two of Swords to figure out what this data means, what all of this experience means. So it's good to have this Fool energy. Okay, it's very, very powerful energy, as is the fire energy and the devil. And you got a lot of strong energy right now that is kind of propelling you forward, but you've got to try to keep a grip on it with this air energy, with the Two of Swords. You've got to maintain your ability to choose and to dissect and to analyze and to have a rational approach to what you're doing and why and where you're going, all of that stuff. We've got to sift through the data to make sense of it, right? Because again, the Fool energy is all expansiveness, is collecting all of the data. Doesn't know what data is useful and what's not. That's not its job. Its job is just to collect, right? To go out there into the world in every corner so that all of the data can be collected, right? It's the expansive consciousness that's kind of undifferentiated. And it's up to us to use that Two of Swords to kind of make sense of things as we move forward. The next card in the environment is the Seven of Discs, Pentacles. The Lord of Failure. This is the Fool collecting a lot of useless data, right? Having a lot of experience, trying a lot of different things, having new and novel experiences, sure. But we're finding that they don't really help us, that we're not really, it doesn't help us to make sense of the world or of what we're doing. So this is, in some ways, a lot of trial and error for you. This is a lot of this very adventurous, very curious, very inspired fool trying a million different things, and you're throwing out 999,999 of them. But every failure is just like a rough draft of your success. So we have to sift through all of this data so that we can narrow it down. Best way to find a needle in the haystack is not to look for the needle, but is to get rid of the hay, right? Throw out all the not needles, right? So that all that is left is that needle, and then we can see it glistening in that sunlight, right? And speaking of sunlight, the next two cards are very solar focused, okay? And I kind of want to go to the last one first, the moon energy. It's solar focused because the sun is down there. The sun is just about to crest over the horizon. It's almost a new day, okay? The dawn of enlightenment is almost here, right on the cusp of it, right? Just moments away from this revelation. Everything will be made clear to you, why this is the way it is and what it means, okay? And this revelation, this enlightenment, this real clarity and illumination is not always what we think it's going to be, okay? It's not always the most welcomed information or revelation, right? But it is a full understanding, right? So this might be that haystack, and through our process of all of this energy and sifting through the data, the Two of Swords here, we're ushering in this new dawn of enlightenment where everything will be clear to us, and we will have this kind of initiated understanding of what we're doing and why and all that good stuff. So things are really about to change. You're about to reach a point where it's a real breakthrough in your understanding, in this clarity, right? In your perception of what you're doing and the world that you live in and how it all fits together and all of that stuff. It's just about to dawn on you the reality of this, okay? Very close. What we have to get past, though, is this Three of Wands. Three of Wands in the position of what we don't want. Why could that be? This is a good card. What we don't want here, or what the obstacle is here to get over this position in the path of the serpent here, this is the self-importance, okay? This is, well, if you read Castaneda, you already know what this is, right? This is our feeling of self-importance. This is the feeling that everything that goes wrong is a personal affront to us. This is us really taking everything personally in general. Not only the negative, the annoyances, the obstacles, but even the good stuff. This is us taking responsibility in a way for everything that happens, right? This is a really, really large sense of self-importance. This is feeling like the world cannot go on without me and without the work that I do, And it's okay to have that feeling. The Three of Wands is a very good card. It's very strong, very important energy. But in this situation, because of the position that it's in here, this is something that we have to recognize, and we have to have a little bit of this revelation about that Three of Wands. It's good to know yourself. It's good to have a sense of your own importance. A little bit of this grandeur is good. It's productive. It's what keeps you going and doing this really, really good work that I think personally is very important to the world, right? But it's this sense of our own importance. It's this feeling that things cannot go on without us. That is the feeling or the perception of ourselves that we have to kind of deal with, right? I'm not saying it isn't true, but I'm just saying the focus on that is, I think, clouding some of our reality here, clouding our perception, and it's part of what we have to really wake up to here. Now, the Three of Wands, generally speaking, is about knowing yourself, understanding yourself and your tendencies, who you are, what you're all about, being honest with yourself, not just recognizing the good stuff. You know, your character, you're a very upright person, you're professional, you're respectful, you're generous, you're intelligent, you're creative, all of this good stuff. We have to accept the bad stuff as well. You know, the little bit of the shadowy stuff. You know, we have to really know ourselves inside and out in an honest way. And it's not meant as a blow to your confidence or even a blow to your ego necessarily, right? It's an acceptance of, yes, I do have this tendency to see my work as being very, very important, crucial. The world cannot live without me and what I do, you know. I kind of had a flash of Dr. Evil from the Austin Powers movie. But that's not you. That's not what I'm saying. It's the awareness of self, right? That I think a little bit of that, you know, humbleness that this awakening, this revelation, this kind of self-awareness will bring, not to diminish the importance of what you do. Okay, now I want to make that point. This isn't trying to shrink your ego or minimize the importance of what you're doing. But it's about the self-awareness, okay? And that's what we see with that message here, especially with that moon card. But everything will be coming clear to you very soon, and right now we're going to see if we can clear up this mystery card. I don't know, we have a lot of everything. Maybe some water energy, right? I'm thinking water. No, we have the King of Pentacles. Again, same card. So, this is you, but not you. This is you where you're the same, but you're different. You've changed, but you're not really, right? This is you before and after going through all of this process. You're still you. You still are doing this important work. You still know how important it is. But you have this more full awareness of yourself and of what you're doing, and I think that's going to make you even more successful. Right? And this is emphasizing what I was just trying to emphasize, that I'm not trying to shrink your ego. The cards are not trying to, you know, damage your confidence or minimize the importance of what you're doing. Because look, you're exactly the same as you were when you started. Okay? There's the same level of importance and grandeur and the very crucial nature of the work that you do and how important, how world-changing it really could be. None of that has changed. The only thing that we've done is expanded our awareness of self. The Fool is awareness of everything else. It's consciousness that expands outwardly, but the Fool doesn't even know he's there, really. Has no self-awareness, right? That's the point of the Fool. That's why the Fool is so great. It's just out there as a point of consciousness, experiencing things, isn't really experiencing self. Okay? This is Buddhahood right here. So we need a little bit of that self-consciousness to kind of balance this Fool out, right? So you're the same but different. You have changed, but you've stayed the same. The only thing different now is that this consciousness, this expansive energy now is including ourselves. Just enough to balance all of this out and really propel you forward into your success. And I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited for what you're doing. I think it is going to be life-changing, world-changing, whatever the work is that you do. Feel free to share with us here at the community if you would like. I'm very excited for you. And we're going to do an extended. If you'd like to stick around, just click up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings. Okay. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.